Officer Ingram, welcome to UTM's Get Hired Fair. We're so glad to welcome back Toronto Police Services once again to the UTM ground, and we welcome you back as an alumni.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here today. But before we get into the questions, ladies, will you take a moment to introduce yourself, your role, and the organization you work for?
Sure. So my name is Police Constable Jordan Ingram. I work as a member of the Toronto Police Service. It's one of the largest police services within Ontario. I'm a police constable. My current role is within recruiting. My job is to get people more acclimated with the different job opportunities there are within the Toronto Police Service. And I've been here for approximately maybe 9 or so years.
Okay. And you graduated from here.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So I graduated in 2013. I spent 5 years here pursuing my my education. I ended up graduating with a major in crime law and deviance, better known as criminology, with a minor in sociology. I saw the fantastic opportunity that I had here, and it's good to be back and to kind of see the familiar structures of this place once more.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the introduction. I gotta ask you, TPS comes back so often onto our campus for Get Hired Fairs. Why does the Toronto Police Services come back to UTM over and over again?
The reason why TPS constantly appreciates their presence here, especially, is because it's a lot of people going through, whether it's forensics, criminology, that are interested in policing in a variety of aspects. So these people that come from educational backgrounds, that are used to finding solutions to problems, that are used to getting to the bottom of whether it's investigations or whatever the deal is, they can bring a lot of benefit to our service. So even if we're able to plant the seed, inviting them there are possible career paths within the Toronto Police Service, is always going to be beneficial to come back here to explain to people, hey, if you're interested in policing, if you're interested, there's a lot of variety of job opportunities within it, or even the Toronto Police umbrella, there's a bunch of civilian opportunities. So we find this place to be fantastic as it pertains to attracting potential police officers or potential members of the Toronto Police Service.
Thank you so much for giving us that breakdown of why it's so important for Toronto Police Services to come back to this fun-filled event. It's an exciting opportunity, which leads me to the next question. In the backdrop, we see hundreds and hundreds of students that are coming by. They are stopping off at your booth, the TPS booth. What are you trying to learn from the students? What are you trying to gain from them in these interactions you're having with them?
So my interactions have been fantastic because it allows me to sort of gauge what direction my discussions have to go, right? Depending on who comes up, depending on what they bring to the table in terms of their educational direction, it kind of leads me to a certain line of questioning as to where they want to go with their career, where they foresee their life in 5 years. So there's been a lot of interest, especially as it pertains to the forensics type programs, which is fantastic because all it does is make me far more acquainted with our own forensics pathways. And then I become way more fluent in answering these questions and advising potential individuals that want to join our police service, how best to get there. And then for next time, I can continue to brush up on these type questions, just so in the off chance I don't know something, the next year when I come back, I will know, and I'll bring even more knowledge to the process in general.
That's awesome. That makes so much sense to be able to not only field all those responses, especially when you have so many students from diverse programs who are intrigued and interested to see what an officer does, what those civilian positions look like. So thanks for that. You probably have seen hundreds of resumes in sort of the work that you're doing day to day. What do you think makes a student's resume stand out for you?
So we'd always tell people, take a step back, try to look back at it as an unbiased eye, but also it's going to be all about marketing. You have to be able to explain to somebody who doesn't know you what you can bring to the table, So your education, you have to tell that, throw up your GPA, throw up any extra credit that you've done. Everything makes you more qualified as a candidate, because especially as it pertains to maybe even just policing in general. We get a lot of applications, and sometimes we're making split decisions on who comes in for an interview based on very minute things. So we would say the more information you put on there, the better. If you have even volunteer experience, which some people aren't thinking about, and it's very important. I understand that sometimes people aren't able to balance maybe school with volunteer, but even if you're able to do it once a month, still worthy of putting on the application, and it shows that you are willing to give back to your community.
Yes.
And you have the ability to multitask and balance all the different requirements that life provides to you.
Makes sense to me. Thank you so much for that input. We're going to transition into a little bit of fun just between you and I.
Sure.
Throw out a few questions, rapid fire, top of mind, whatever comes to you.
Sure.
Let me know what you think. Kick it off with cover letter or no cover letter?
You have to have a cover letter.
To have a cover letter. And why do you say that? What do you think is important for a cover letter in the sense of what you do and TPS looks for?
So, resumes are maybe 1, maybe 2 pages, but it's very jot notice. It's very brief synopsis, but there's so much that goes on a cover letter that I've read that really just goes deep into who this person is and what they bring to the table.
Right.
You have to advertise yourself.
Right.
And it speaks volume towards your attention to detail. You know, if you're coming and for whatever reason there's punctuation missing, and it won't necessarily make or break, but this is just rules and lessons that you have to kind of get through, because you're always going to be judged on on the face of the cover letter.
Right. I get that attention to detail, and I could see how important that would be from a TPS standpoint.
Yeah, we do a lot of different correspondence through emails sometimes. We write reports in pretty much every capacity within Toronto Police Service. So whoever's doing the looking at the resumes or the cover letters, their initial thing will be, okay, yes, this person speaks fantastically. They have attention to detail. Is this someone on an initial basis I think could be suitable for the position? And then when you come in for the interview, that's when you seal the deal.
Right? Makes sense. Does your organization use social media platforms like LinkedIn to hire students?
So we do not use LinkedIn only for certain positions.
Right.
There are certain positions that require maybe bachelor's, master's, stuff where we want to broaden our horizon and we want to reach as many people as possible. Mm-hmm. For those times, we will do LinkedIn. We'll put up social media posts. Our goal is to get the word out far and wide. But we try to exercise. We try to be able with technology, and it's very important to reach everybody wherever they are.
Far and wide.
Yes.
Got it. You probably looked at hundreds and hundreds of resumes. So how long does it take for you to review a resume? How many seconds?
I find it's very easy when you're looking at a resume to just, like I said, if there's not a lot of attention to detail, it's very brief, or it's summarized incorrectly, or the formatting is wrong. If you get a lot of applications, so that may be put to the side.
Right.
But then you have the resumes that just jump off the page that really speak towards, okay, this person definitely did their research about what the job posting is about.
Yeah.
They definitely have whether it's work experience or education, they bring a lot to the table. And then you're really doing the nitty gritty, because we only have so many interviews, so we have to be very selective. But sometimes we get also looked at by a second pair of eyes. Okay, this person looks good, but what is your opinion? As the time, it's kind of hard to say. But we do our due diligence, because we don't want to let someone go that may have been a fantastic asset to our company.
Absolutely, that makes a lot of sense. I guess how important is it for you to receive a thank you note post an interview?
I think especially we have an interview panel. It's not necessarily myself. It could be a couple of our more senior staff that make some of these decisions. But there's always going to be a point of contact that's organizing the interview, because they have an administrator that deals with a lot of the organizational aspects.
Yeah.
In all facets, I would always tell potential applicants, always email back and just say, thank you for the opportunity. It was wonderful meeting you. People don't realize that a little thing does go a long way, because one, it keeps your name sort of in the air, and then it speaks towards that he knows sort of the different nitty-gritty of schmoozing and networking and sort of laying the foundation, right? Because a lot of jobs now, it's networking. You have to talk to people. You have to be willing to carry a conversation. And maybe they were thinking about whether it's you or 3 other candidates, and you're like, wow, this person spent time of their day to formulate, a couple line email with thanking me for the opportunity. Not everybody does that. So we always say it's very beneficial. Throw an email in. It goes a long way.
There you go. Last question. Online or in-person events?
Online or in-person event? In-person events are the best. Right? We switched a lot of our application process to online.
Right.
So unfortunately, we won't take applications in person. We always direct them on the website, just because it's way more easily cataloged, easily distributed. We try to get with the times.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
But it's fantastic still meeting people at these events in person, because after they start corresponding with me through email, you just have to put a name to the face and be like, man, that person was really switched on, they had a fantastic demeanor, and they really were interested in that job. And you could always tell someone's interested, and that's my job to follow up, to continue to pique that interest and to have them pursue it, have them get better, have them improve on themselves, and to get them into the position they're looking for.
Thank you so much for your time and for coming back onto campus once again as an alumni, as well as Toronto Police Services for consistently coming back and taking time to be with our students. We thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, sir. Have yourself a great day. Thank you.